Oh, what a pain. What a pain. Even while I am legend, I still have 500 sub error and YouTube says dispatching monkeys to fix problem. Well, guess what? No monkeys showed up. So I have to fix problem and I am IT genius, but it still was challenge. Okay, I hope everybody is able to come back. I hope everybody will come back. Okay, I love to. We had at least 10 people in comment section that were saying, "Oh yes, I have squirrel hunting problems, squirrel that came, and we are loving to talk about it with you." So I need those 10 people to come back because we were really getting close to having excellent conversation. We had excellent crowd. It was fantastic. So please come back to comments for me, okay? So we can talk. Oh yes, I am back, and I am in Russian. Okay, this is a Russian part two. Okay. No, we were really getting some good conversation started. I had Zeus in here. Zeus, I don't know the name of his channel. He's got great content. Zeus. Russell Tribble from Tennessee. I need Russell back. We were having good comments about 455s. I had a couple 455 guys in the comments, and we were talking ammo, we were talking optics. Everything was getting good, and then YouTube just like that, just like that. So I think the one person in the audience right now is LeBrad James. I think that's who it is. Being the Hungarian butt weasel that he is, he's not typing anything. I hate it. Dropped out. It has definitely done that a couple times this week, and that is a pain in the tuchus because things were getting good. So hopefully, I can gather a few people back up. Oh, there's two. That's two. Oh, Russell, the other Russell, the Russell from Indiana. The Russell is here. Were you Russell? Were you here long enough for my Russian? Oh, you miss Russian. Let me talk to you. Let me show you how to shoot 300 yards with rifle. You will win every NRL championship if you take instruction from me. Matter of fact, when you shoot, you put a rifle face this way. You use mirror. You shoot Remington Thunderbolt. You will hit target 300 yards. No challenge. Everybody will say this guy is legend. So was it spot on or not? Good, good, perfect. I'm gonna use some of that this year. I've got to. All right, guys. We were chatting it up about 455s. We were chatting about ammo choices when I abruptly got cut off, and monkeys were sent to take care of the problem. That's what YouTube told me. Somehow I figured it out. I Google food my way back here because the Google foo is strong. Anything you want to chat about? We were chatting a little bit about reloading and deer loads and what's your favorite deer cartridge, you know? Oh, to T-bolt. So is the chassis system too heavy to take squirrel hunting? Is that why you're gonna put it back in the regular stock? LeBrad James, your Wi-Fi must suck. Are you putting her back in the factory stock because the chassis is too heavy? I know that Timney trigger's got to be rocking. Or who's making that trigger? Jard, Timney. I can't remember who's making the trigger for T-bolt. It's too dang expensive. That's why I can't remember. This is part Deux. That's what I should have named this. Part Deux. Maybe we can get Russell and the rest of the joint back. The other Russell from Tennessee. About the factory stock being bedded. Oh, okay. Yeah, to definitely keep that jarred trigger in there. There is absolutely no reason to go back to factory. I'd almost be close enough to just destroying that factory trigger. It's a piece. That's the worst thing about the T-Bolt is the factory trigger. The gun's light, the gun's slim, the action's slick, the mag is 10 rounds and it's flush fit. And then they were just like, let's just gloss over this trigger and ruin a perfect rifle. It's a really, really nice rig. A great lightweight walking rig. But they crapped on the trigger, man. You can't do that. You can't do that with a Brown and T-Bow. You can't expect somebody to pay $600 for a rifle that has a subpar trigger. You just and in 22 too. I mean, that's just why Browning? I was just asking why to Bushnell about discontinuing the Ultra HD. Why? You have just crushed me. That's a great entry level if you want to step over 3-9 optic. It's just great. But what do you do? I'm not in charge of Bushnell. They're just jacking it up. I hope some more folks jump in here. Like I said earlier, we were having some stellar conversation when YouTube just decided to crush me. How's the volume out there? Am I speaking well enough? Apparently my Russian came through well, so hopefully my monotone's coming through pretty well. Yes, you do. And you should order a Fred Feddersen barrel. And if you don't like it, you tell Fred Feddersen it ain't shooting good, and he will fix it. Fred usually takes care of his customers, that's for sure. I'm happy with my Feddersen barrel. However, mine is full-length bedded, and it also has pillars, so that may aid in it. But he makes a nice barrel. Oh, Michigan Hunter's here tonight. All right, if this is your first time, welcome. You're welcome. We're sitting in a circle here. Everybody's got the same squirrel hunting addiction. Feel free to express yourself here. This is a confidential group of addicted squirrel hunters. These are people who have a problem like I do. M Carbo Spring. That's interesting. I hadn't heard much about that. I like the O-Daves. Okay, cool. You're a second time offender. You should wear that badge of honor proudly, sir. Thank you for being here the other night. Welcome back tonight. So anything that's on your mind, have at it. Have at it. I am squirrel hunting a legend at your disposal level, answer any question. I make shot one time with a rifle between leg. Okay? And I was shooting rearward, upside down. I had two squirrels sitting on the same tree, and they were lined up perfectly. So I take shot on 3 power, 3, okay? And I make double headshot, 150 yards, because I am a legend, okay? They love me when I shoot squirrel. I teach people to shoot squirrel this way. They say, this guy, he is an excellent instructor, and I must learn from him. I must. So you just have to tell me if my Russian was spot or not. Let's say Boris. Oh, I had gone with Vladimir, but I can do Boris. I can work with Boris. Boris sounds like he's more scruff. Opened today and got 3 before the temp hit 80 and I left. Oh man. Oh man, you've been hunting. Wow. I'm envious now. So what was the temp when you got your 3? Are we talking mid 60s? Man, you've been hunting. That's lucky right there. 70s, okay. That's doable. That is definitely doable. Any more questions, bring them to me. I'm not sure I understand that comment. I have ice chest. Okay. You have a way to keep them cold. Yep. Always carry a cooler in early season. If we don't have an opportunity to skin them out before we go have lunch or something like that, we always come back and do it. New, got a new. Yeah, we have the same problem in North Carolina. Any property you're on that's private, you have to have written permission to be on that property. Otherwise, you can be cited. So that's a hassle, but it's something that's required. You have some landowners, and there are probably plenty out there in the crowd that have the same type that say, "I'm not filling out any paperwork. Just go hunt." And those type of people, you're not going to be able to get a slip from, and that can tend to be a pain. I understand the reasoning, but it also is a hassle. It's definitely a hassle. Um, Michigan Hunter, what rifle or shotgun and round did you use today? And how was the squirrel activity this morning? 12 gauge. Let me guess, 7.5s. Oh, number 4s. Wow. Number 4s. That's wow, it's like buckshot, ain't it? But I guess you can reach out there to the top of the trees and get them. Number 4s. If I shot back in my shotgun days, it was 6s, 7.5s, something like that. Yep, bust through the leaves. Yep, you gotta have that. It's like a breacher. Ooh, maple stock and 17 Mach 2. Huh. Did he get that for a deal or did he pay out the nose? Because that's a rare bird there. Yep, I definitely remember you now. I remember talking about that 1300 the other night. 1300. Oh, got it used for a deal. Those are the kind of things I like. I like picking up used guns for for a steel. There's no doubt. I talked about Whitaker guns. If you're looking for a 452, Whitaker probably has those. We'll see if they do have them. And I'm going to link them in the chat if they do. And you're not allowed to call me an enabler by doing that. I think I found them. They have 10 in stock. 10. And they are still offering them for $449.99. So it's kind of like you're paying $450. And there's the link. And consider yourself enabled. Oh, Trigger was already yo, Dave. That makes the deal even sweeter. Yep, Whitaker's guns is hard to beat, and I'm so glad there's an internet capability to shop through them. True story. I purchased a 452 from Whitaker's while sitting under a beech tree with another 452 while squirrel hunting. True story. So while we're all in our little circle here, we can let information like that go because the rest of y'all will understand. Yep, I was hunting with a 452 American 16-inch half by 20 thread. And I want to say I bought a 452 American 22-inch barrel. I think. I can't remember exactly. But I certainly did. I was sitting under a beech tree squirrel hunting. Shopping on an iPhone. That's a deadly combination. However, this was before you could order online at Whitaker's. You had to call them and wait for somebody to pick up because the phone will ring and ring and ring and ring and ring because they're so busy. You said Savage. You said did he keep his Savage 22 mag? Or did he send it on down the line? That depends on what you want to do with the 455. If you're not going to shoot it, and it's not worth it to you to buy the Feddersen barrel, then 452 thread is the way to go. The last 452 I bought, when I got it, I didn't shoot it before I hacked it and threaded it, so I had no notion of how well it would shoot beforehand. So hacking it wasn't that big of a deal, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to have a pristine rifle like that, and you know that it shoots well, and then to have somebody hack it and thread it to find out that it. And I've had two that I've had cut and threaded at 17 inches. That was on the wrong accuracy node for the gun, and it would string shots up and down a piece of 8.5 by 11 notebook paper. I had it cut to 16.5. The node went away. It shoots like a dream now. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. If you're gonna buy the 452, sell the 455. I think you're less likely to get a inaccurate 452 than you ever will be to do the same with a 455. I think the way that they're putting the barrels in the 455s, you could have head spacing issues based on the grub screws, and I don't know. There's just something more inherently accurate about a 452. Excuse me. Oh, man. In the circle tonight. Yeah, I think so. I think having the barrel threaded in to the receiver is a better design. I do. And if you notice when you take them apart, they have a couple of timing marks that they have peened into the barrel and into the receiver. It's like when they get it lined up just right where it's supposed to be, they peen both of them so that you know that you're in time if you ever decide to take that barrel out or tweak it. It has a peen mark, like a gas key stake on an AR. All right, come at me with your questions if you got any. If you just want to chat about rifles or ammo or optics or rings or sticks or whatever, let's do it. Yes, I did see your ring still at 2:30. Oh, I think you put that on Instagram. That was pretty. That was pretty doggone good. And you could hear the feedback. But boy, I'm telling you what, the time of flight delay is great. It's great. And talking about having a threaded rifle, you're gonna want something for that Thunder Beast can you got coming. You're gonna want something immediately that you're able to attach that to, because once you start shooting suppressed, it's gonna be hard to do it any other way, because you will have that time of flight delay, but you will also have a very, very silent shot so that your feedback will seem extraordinarily loud, even at 230 yards. Yeah, the weight's killing me too. I got a Silencer Co Spectre 2 in NFA jail. I think they cashed my check in April. So on an individual, you're looking at least 6 months. So I might be November. But it will change the way you hunt. When you hunt suppressed, I'm Mr. Michigan man with the 1300 needs to have it threaded and get him a Silencer Co salvo for it. Yeah, how about that? That'll make that shotgun a little quieter, make it heavy. No, I don't. I discussed this the other night when we were talking on live chat. I think number one, if I use any squirrel call, it's the mouth call that I use. And that's just to see if they'll give away their position and do that tail wag. That's great. I think if anything works the best, the ones that have the rubber, I don't know what you call it, on the end that you can squirrel bark with, I don't think they're that great. I think the whistle, the young squirrel in distress call, is probably the most effective. The guy said the other night he uses 2/4, the edges of them where they're machined, and if you rub those together, it sounds like a squirrel cutting a nut. I have stalked into a squirrel cutting a nut just using the auditory of the cutting of the nut to track through the woods and find that squirrel. I was within 15 yards of that squirrel before I realized I was that close. And luckily, she was facing away from me when she was cutting that hickory nut, and I was able to send one right through that head. So I don't waste the time toting the squirrel call. Not at all. I got better things to put in my pack than that. Plus, if I'm not seeing anything at the site I'm at, if it's just me, I don't mind moving through the woods in a slow stalk. Yes, I have flapped branches before, and I've done that to get the squirrel to move around beside the tree so I can take a shot or get somebody else to take a shot. We got. You ever shot a coyote or fox squirrel hunting? Yes, we shot a coyote 2 seasons ago, there were 3 of us hunting suppressed. We had all taken 3 squirrels. And myself and LeBrad were pretty close to one another, and we started to ease down to start collecting the squirrels, and we had a female coyote come into about 25 yards into the sunlight, and she never saw us. And we were able to take her down. She's a pretty big dog. She probably weighed 40 pounds. But she never had a clue we were there. I'm surprised she didn't key on any of the dead animals that we had downrange, because she came through where we had shot a few of the squirrels. But I don't know. Maybe she was just an intelligent, deaf, had bad eyesight. I don't know. But she didn't walk away from out there, and our landowner was happy about that because he's got a coyote problem. Roger that. If a coyote comes through, no matter what you're hunting, coyote takes precedence. Absolutely. Never seen a bobcat while squirrel hunting. I've seen my share of possums, but I've read that they eat their body weight in ticks, so I don't mess with them. They're the garbage truck of the woods, but I don't mess with a possum. They might get aggressive and harm chickens and do stuff like that, but something that eats their body weight in ticks, meaning that they groom themselves or groom other possums, I have a hard time killing that. Russell, I am Russell from Tennessee. I'm glad you're back. YouTube dispatched some monkeys to fix the problem, and luckily I made it back into a live session part 2. Thanks for joining back in. Coons. Yes, I've killed coons during squirrel hunting. We're allowed 2 per day in daylight situations for coons, and they can be a problem in chicken coops. So a lot of times I'll take those. Matter of fact, I had a lady who used to live in my area that requested we kill those. We'd always bring her boyfriend squirrels. She wanted a coon. So anytime I could take a coon, I would bring her one. Botfly larvae in early season. That is a good question. From the skinning of the squirrels that I have done, the botfly larvae are in between the fur and the skin. They don't actually touch the muscle when you skin. Now, if you bust one of them jokers open, or you see one crawling out like I've got on video, it'll turn your stomach. A lot of times I save those squirrels for the dog pot. If I bull up some squirrel for organic dog meat, that usually goes in their category. However, through research, there should be no contamination from the botfly larva being in between the fur and the skin, because there's no contact with the meat. But it's kind of gross. Yes, we were talking Mark IV Ruger pistol, and you didn't cut out my end jacked up, and I don't know what was going on there. But thank you, Ruger, for redesigning the takedown on that pistol, because that was a nightmare for a lot of folks. Now, if they just enhance the trigger without you having to go buy a Volquartsen to fix the trigger pull, it would be even better. What about a Sasquatch? I hunt with a Sasquatch. That Sasquatch may be viewing this right now. His name's LeBrad James. Sometimes I call him a Sasquatch. There's one thing about LeBrad James. He's always hungry. I have to carry snacks and drinks to keep him hydrated and fed, because a hungry LeBrad James is not accurate LeBrad James. And then you get unsteady video, and you don't want an unsteady video. No, we have a good time when we're out there hunting. He's been a really good find for squirrel hunting partner. There's no doubt. He's ready to go when I'm ready to go. His quote, "I'm easy." He usually is. He'll eat anywhere. He'll be here at X time. You know, he's been a really good find in the squirrel hunting woods, as far as, you know, partners to share the woods with. Ever hunt them off the porch? We got one property that's about 30 acres that you could consider hunting off the porch. And that lady likes to have her pears, her apples, and her figs at the end of the growing season. So we hunt her 30 acres as a pest control problem. And the past 2 years, we've gotten jelly, which has been great. Her pear preserves are very, very good, and we're very, very thankful to have that opportunity. And in like, she's very happy to have us out there eradicating her squirrel issue. We love it. That's a great, great relationship to have. Hotel Wi-Fi is doing pretty good. It's been doing pretty good the past few nights. It looked like it was a Google internal server error or something, 500 something or another. I'm not a computer whiz, so it's working pretty good tonight. I hope. I don't know what you're seeing on that end, but it looks like the chat's coming through pretty good on my end. What's not working in the hotel is my air conditioning, and it's hot in North Carolina in August. You ever carry your squirrels in a game vest? Yeah, I don't like vests. For one, because the more squirrels you put in it, the heavier they are. Your maneuverability, your speed, you slow down. And if I'm gonna get blood on my clothing, I just prefer to do it when I'm toting them on my handheld toter. It's not something I tend to use. It's something that I see a lot with rabbit hunters, but not something I choose to wear for squirrels. No, never hunt them with a bow. That's like I said earlier. I've said before, my time's growing short on this earth, and to me, to miss the opportunity to take a squirrel because I don't have the proficiency with that weapon that I should. I'd much rather take them with a 22 and miss, and then have an opportunity to take them again with the second shot or follow-up shot. That's much more rewarding for me at my point in my life. If I was 18 or 20, I might try that, but nah, don't hunt them with a bow. Mm. What's going on in the Mississippi tonight? What's happening down in the Delta? True, true. I'm not going to doubt that. But what I don't want to happen is myself to become disabled or have something terminal, and not squeeze every bit of opportunity I have out using something that I'm gonna be effective with. That's kind of the angle I'm taking. Hot, yes. My goodness, it's hot. No doubt about that. I can't disagree with you there, uh, Michigan Hunter. I cannot disagree. That is short, but the way things are going and the way technology is increasing, they're claiming 120s are not going to be out of the question. So you may still have another 50 years, brother. All right, Mississippi, you're joining in. You look like a new name to me tonight. What's your favorite rifle for squirrel hunting and favorite ammo? Bring it. There's a lot of guys in the realm that love the 17 Mach 2, and while I do, for me it's too loud. And if I can't get my hand on any Ely manufactured 17 Mach 2, that's the most accurate stuff to me. I just don't. I don't have a. I would shoot one if I had it suppressed. Definitely. XT22. That's a good buy. That's a good buy. The only thing I wish Marlin would change about that rifle is their extended magazine. Make that magazine flush. Nobody wants that thing digging into their back when they shoulder it. When they put it on their sling or sling it over their shoulder, nobody wants that. Probably highly inexpensive to manufacture a magazine like that, but nah. I don't like their magazine design. I certainly don't like Savages. They have a really, really cheap magazine release. So thin. The 60, yeah, the 60's hard to beat. You're a micro groove man. Micro groove. Marlin has put out a good product for sure. The Henry, yeah. The one thing I really like about the Henry lever action rifle is the smoothness of the lever. That is just a smooth action. I assume, bow hunter, when you say, do I believe in the gospel, you're talking about Jesus Christ. And yes, I am a believer in Jesus Christ, absolutely. Uh-oh, where'd the chat go? Do I let properties rest? How much is overhunting a property? Yeah, we rotate. We're always looking for a new property to hunt. So yes, we rotate unless we have a pest problem. If it's considered a pest problem, we shoot for broke. We kill everything out there. Something hid from us, and we'll regenerate. But yes, we try to rotate properties. We certainly do. And our biggest property is about 500 acres, and we still haven't seen all of it. We've been hunting it for about 4 years, but there's certain parts of it that we're only let on certain parts of deer hunting season, and we do that out of respect for the landowner, because if we didn't, we wouldn't have we wouldn't have access to that 500 acres. And in January, after deer season's over with, it is a gem. It is a gem. That's usually our opening day property. We hit that one opening day, and we hit it a few times in deer season. Hey, thank you, Mississippi Outdoorsman, for stopping by. I appreciate you saying you love the videos. Thank you for taking time out of your life to watch what we've done in the woods. I appreciate it, and I'm glad you're enjoying the content. Hopefully, we'll be able to turn a decent video out this year. Just need the squirrels to cooperate. I don't have a whole lot of experience with Hump 22s. So I don't have a opinion on them. I guess the closest thing I could think is is it a Remington 572 that's a pump? If that's the case, I have limited experience with that rifle. That to me, that's like a 552 Speedmaster. Ooh, there's a vote down for the 572. I don't know how the Taurus shoots, but that short throw on that pump's got to be sweet, like a short throw on a lever action. Hate my 572. Is it a Marlington that you have, or is it a true Remington? Is it before Remington and Marlin were all together? Russell from Tennessee. What's the most squirrels you've taken in a season? How about that question? Favorite recipe? Squirrel Brunswick stew. And I'm planning on doing a video on that. I maybe can get that shot sometime in August, because my September is busy. So I may try to work on that when I get back to the house. I love Brunswick stew and squirrel meat in Brunswick stew. It helps hide some of the gaminess if you have some of them that are gamey. But there's just something about Brunswick stew to me. That's comfort food. It's a good cold weather meal. It's great with crackers, saltines, Captain's wafers. It's good with a grilled cheese sandwich. I just love Brunswick stew. It's good with our southern barbecue that we have, vinegar-based barbecue. I like Brunswick stew. It's easy to make too. Won't break the bank. Cool. That's good to hear that a Taurus is accurate. I know there's some out there. Most of the reports you hear out of Taurus are not good reports, but that's good to hear. No Brunswick stew in Tennessee. Y'all don't have Brunswick stew over there. It's tomato based, corn, lima beans, green beans. What else is in that? Usually they put shredded chicken in it. Sometimes there's beef, but squirrel meat was what it originated. Oh, 60's good. We hunt all squirrel season, and deer are a target of opportunity for me. So I take them if they're within range when I'm squirrel hunting, uh, and I need to meet. I took 60 last year myself. My daughter took 10, so we had a total combined of 70. So if you're only doing it after squirrel season, that's really good numbers. I wouldn't be disappointed with that at all. Pot pie. Yeah, I probably could do pot pie. I'd have to be fancy with the pastry though, and I don't know how good I am with pastry. The squirrel Brunswick stew is so easy to make. Squirrel with a bigger caliber. 17 HMR is probably the biggest I've shot squirrel with. Yep, 17 HMR is the biggest, and if you don't take a headshot, you can forget about the meat. 10 per day limit's pretty good. And like I said earlier, I was talking to a guy in Arkansas. Their daily limit is 15. I was blown away. Wow, your season's fixing to open up September to March. That's impressive. So if your season runs that long, what's your highest total? What's your highest total season, Grant? If you've got that long to hunt, and really, really, deer season wise, I need one decent sized doe, and I've got enough burger to last me a year. I don't need anything more than that. I spent years hunting horns, and that was a mistake. I should have been shooting deer instead of hunting the biggest rack I could hunt. But that's some of that TV drama coming in. Yeah, goodbye squirrel with the 17. There's no doubt. Wow. Y'all go to the end of March. Well, I guess y'all are colder in that region in March. We're starting to come out of the cold in North Carolina into March. It's starting to warm up because by April, we're looking at some stuff blooming in North Carolina. Now, it can still snow in April here, but it's rare. Uh, to answer the question, Russell, do I wish NC had a spring season? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Spring usually got guys turkey hunting. Usually by the end of February, I'm ready for a little bit of a break. Um, so I get a chance to do things around the house that I hadn't done all squirrel season and just take a moment to breathe because we usually go pretty hard. We usually go any holidays, any time off, Saturdays for sure. We usually go pretty hard squirrel hunting. So no, I don't think I would uh, partake in a spring season if we had it. Oh, yeah, being young has its limitations, but also has some perks about it for sure. But anytime you're deer hunting is a great time to recon for squirrels. There's no doubt. It's been said before, you're going to see squirrels when you deer hunt, and you're going to see deer when you squirrel hunt. And it's pretty true. It's a pretty accurate statement. Uh, February 28th of last year, we had a banner day. I took 8, which is our season limit, and LeBrad took 6. And we split and didn't do any filming. We would kill a whole lot more squirrels if we were to split and not film. But in the interest of making memories, we stick together and film. He takes a squirrel, I take a squirrel, and we kind of go back and forth unless we end up with a double or something like that. And then the person behind the gun takes both of them. Don't see nothing but squirrels usually. Yes, sometimes that's the thing. But for somebody like me, that's heaven. That's great. The benefits to squirrel hunting, and I'm sure some of you will chime in here. It's fairly inexpensive to get started in. You don't have to wear camo. You don't have to take a scent-free shower. You're gonna shoot. You're gonna shoot more than once. Um, you're gonna learn from your mistakes. You'll be a more accurate and more proficient big game hunter. Um, you will learn how to creep through the woods. You'll learn how to sit still. You'll learn how much noise is too much noise. Because a squirrel, there's a difference in a bird feeder yard squirrel and a wood squirrel. They're two different animals. That squirrel will let you know when you're making too much noise. So there's a lot to learn from squirrel hunting. It's where everybody should start. Clear cold front right after the rain. That's a good time to hunt. I'm a fan of the overcast days. I like colder weather. I'm a fan of colder weather, but I'll take a 48-degree day that's overcast. However, I like a clear blue sky day. Um, I'm a fan of squirrel hunting after the foliage is off the trees. I prefer that much more to when than when foliage is on the trees, especially because you're still dealing with low growing stuff that has foliage on it, which makes taking ground shots difficult. Um, so I'm a fan of mid November to 2 or 3 weeks in December. That's a really great time. I enjoy hunting, and it depends on how much rain we've had and how cold it gets to how soon our leaves turn themselves loose. Yeah, that's a good thing to do. If you don't have folks you can give them away to, or you don't have dogs you can feed them to, or something like that for an organic dog food, it's probably a good idea not to shoot as many. That means you've always got something to shoot the following season. Yep, yep. You hunt squirrels on for being a reward. Yep, being a reward of a better deer hunter. That is just a byproduct. That's a very good way to put it. He's starting to itch. Lance is chomping at the bit. A walk in the woods produced a sighting of 10 squirrels. When do we start? I've never had competition with an owl or a hawk on a squirrel. Never had that. Well, not a dead squirrel that I've killed, but I've seen them pick. I've seen them pick them off. Yeah, definitely. They're taking away from my opportunities when they do that. But it is nice to be out in nature and observe all things squirrel. There's no doubt. Squirrel, coon, possum, bobcat, if you happen to see one, fox, coyote. It's just nice to watch the woods wake up in the morning, and it's also nice to watch the sunset in the afternoon. hunting is a thing that a whole lot of people don't understand, and they don't realize that you can learn a whole lot of lives lessons in that timber. September 15th in Wisconsin. I mean, you can see the starting line, that's for sure. And I think it is repetitive to say, but I think squirrel hunting numbers are down in every state. I don't think you're going to see. I think with the drive of TV being towards turkey and deer or larger game like elk and moose, you find people going after that game first. You do not find your traditional small game hunter as much as you used to find them. Wow. He must have been targeting the same dove you did. When you took him down, he just sailed in for the meal. Yeah, they are an intelligent bird. Great eyesight like a crow. Crow's got crazy great eyesight. But I love to tag a crow during squirrel season. If a crow calls, I do carry a crow call with me. I didn't mention that. Yeah, Fox C50. If I am in the wood squirrel hunting and I have an opportunity to pick a crow off, I will take a crow. Well, that speaks volumes for the dove decoy manufacturer. If the hawk believed it was real with his great eyesight, then the doves really got to believe in it. Mm. Yeah, crow's an intelligent bird. They're definitely intelligent, but they are aggravating cusses. And I never understood why they aggravate the crap out of a hawk, and a hawk just don't kick their rear end. They just don't show them who's the boss. Yep, yep. A Fox C50 will bring them in, but they get intelligent to it pretty quick. Um, that's not a time that you're gonna blow it. If you blow it and get them to come to your area and you take one, if you blow it again, it's unlikely that they're gonna come back, especially if they know what's happened. But a Fox C50 is inexpensive. I think you can get one in zebra wood for under $20. It's a great addition to my pack. And it also, if you turn it sideways and use it, you can use a hawk, or it'll make a hawk call or hawk bellow, which tends to bring squirrels in. I mean, not squirrels. It brings hawks in. Mm-hmm. Well, how about suppressors out there? What is Tennessee's suppressor good? I know. I'm not sure about Mississippi or Michigan. Um, I know it's cost prohibitive to get into, but boy, oh boy, have they changed the way we squirrel hunt. Come on, Russell. Come on. You know you can get it. You got to pony up. I ponied up. To me, it is. As a matter of fact, I had one coming, not knowing that our state was going to pass hunting with them. I was going to get one just because I had heard so many good things about them. I just decided that that was something I was going to do, and I got my paperwork back in September of 2013, and on October 17th or whatever it was, 2013, they made it legal. And oh man, Oh man, can you be quiet? Man, the ability to me, especially if you deer hunt as much as you do, to go into a deer stand or a deer box, deer blind, and carry a suppressed 22 rifle or a suppressed 22 pistol is highly beneficial because it's unlikely that you will spook the other game if you're taking squirrels out at the same time. Oh man, you'd be surprised. It really doesn't come across on camera. It doesn't. The camera microphone doesn't do it justice. Shooting suppressed. It's something you have to experience firsthand. There's no other way to describe it. But if I were looking at two cans to get in with the Dead Air Mask is one for me, and the Silencer Co Spectre 2 is a second uh, option. But whatever you do, buy stainless steel baffles. Do not buy aluminum, anodized or non anodized. You can't use harsh cleaning chemicals on them. What you save in weight will make you want to rethink your purchase when you clean it the first time. So, my advice is buy stainless steel. I'm assuming on threading your barrel, are you talking about cost or are you talking about dimensions? Yep, I agree with that statement about the deer hunting thing. It is a pain to have them almost want to come and feed out of your hand when you're deer hunting. But if you're in there squirrel hunting, they know they know the difference between a deer rifle, archery tackle, or if you're coming after them. I swear, I think that they have a little squirrel organization, and when they get wind of it, they send a memo out to every nest in the trees, every hollow. Like, hey, this guy's squirrel hunting tomorrow. Be on the lookout. Cost wise for cutting and threading a barrel, if you're going to cut and thread, you're probably looking $75, $85. At least that's what we're looking at in my territory. So I would suspect it's probably about the same in Tennessee. Um, but I think I'd probably be inclined to pick another rifle up because I wouldn't want to cut the one down that I know is a definite shooter. I'd be looking something else. But you're looking with excise tax, your $200 stamp, and the cost of your suppressor. Um, you're looking anywhere from about 400 to $550 by the time it's all done with. All right, Mr. Hubert Levi scored this morning. Also, I think we're all here envious of him. Also, he's been squirrel hunting, so that's awesome. 2 out of 3 is good. That means you're shooting 66.6%, and their heads. I wish we were closer, Russell. I'd give you the opportunity to find out what the suppressor's all about. I really would. I seriously have a problem with suppressors and threaded rifles. I wish everything I had now was threaded because I don't reach for a standard rifle anymore just because of the threading, or not the threading, the suppression. It is so beneficial to me. It's so beneficial to protect my hearing. Not that the 22 is crazy loud, especially with subs. The longer your barrel is, the more suppression you're going to have um, on a standard rifle with a subsonic round. But I'm telling you, it's impressive. You're going to wonder why you didn't do it sooner. Yeah, well, you better talk it over with her. Don't 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 make that mistake. Yep, I like talking the thing that Grant's talking about. We always make that running joke when we see two squirrels and we take one out, and they were like, "Hey, did y'all see Frank? Where'd Frank go?" Well, I just saw him eating a acorn over here, but I ain't seen him after that. Yep, about that time, that's when Bill dies too. Yep, you better talk that purchase over with your wife. There's no doubt. Um, but I would hate to cut and thread a rifle that I knew was accurate already, and for it to foul the accuracy up on it by making that cut and thread. You'll hate yourself for that. That's what makes me want to look another angle. And I really wish CZ would still manufacture a wood stock threaded barrel option. They have a synthetic stock threaded barrel option. There's no wood stock threaded barrel option. But yes, it's expensive. So if you buy a CZ 452 from Whitaker's, have it transferred in, you're looking $500. You fill out your paperwork. You're in the right profession to fill paperwork out for a suppressor. Um, and so you could build your trust on your own, and you know you're looking another 5 bills for suppressor, so you're looking a grand total in the rifle, maybe a little bit more. Then you got to glass it, then you got optics, and then you got ammo. All right, that's great feedback, Hubert. You bought the Clear Edge Ultra RM. It's made in Japan. They make really good optics. It's supposed to be comparable to the Weaver RV9, but the reason I don't pick the RV9 over the Clear Ridge is the fact the Clear Ridge is a little cheaper and you've got reticle options. I'm a mil dot fan, so if I can get a mil dot in the 3 to 9, I'm gonna take it. You got a duplex dot, which is really thin. You got fine crosshairs, and you got a standard duplex if you like that. So Clear Ridge is to me a sleeper in the um, optic industry for rimfires. Hmm. You may have had a predator sneak up and get that squirrel. Ain't no telling. Yep. So, Hubert, you went squirrel hunting this morning. What rifle? What ammo? And was the Clear Ridge your optic? Give us some stats, because people like us who can't hunt till October need some stats. Russell, I hope you got all that feedback I give you. I hope you're still in the room listening to all that. You might be not typing, and you might be writing all that down. You could be like a guy that I heard. You could be like a guy I heard about at the pawn shop one time. It said he kept his safe full of BB rifles, and when he would bring a new rifle into the house, he'd take one of those BB rifles out and sell it to one of the kids in the neighborhood. His wife didn't have a clue he was buying new rifles, and I don't suggest this because I suggest good communication with your spouse. But he got busted. His plane got fooled when one of the kids knocked on the door and asked if he had a BB rifle for sale because he had a buddy looking one. And she didn't know he was selling BB rifles and taking new buys and putting them in the safe and pulling one of those BB rifles out and moving it. Slick plan, but he got busted. Well, if you look closer into it on suppressor and thread and a rifle, uh, you can consider me a enabler. But please don't mention my name to your wife. I don't want to be responsible for any of that. A kid custom in a Macmillan stock. You spared no expense, sir. In the Clear Ridge with the Tactical Solutions Titanium Silencer. So here's another suppressor user in the comments. Please, sir, let Russell know that it's hunting with a suppressor is something else. To be able to hear that, and I know, Russell, you hear that impact with a standard barrel and subsonics, but it's an even more impressive impact with that suppressor. I'm telling you. Let me ask you, Russell, does your wife like to shoot? Does she care to shoot? Shoot but not kill. Well, if you were to get a 452 threaded and a suppressor, I think you will find that she finds it more enjoyable than she did before, because there's no hearing protection required. Your hearing protection is on the end of your rifle, and that makes a huge difference. Also, if you got nieces, nephews, kids of your own, training the new shooter with a suppressed rifle is easy to give range commands because you're not having to holler over hearing protection. It's got more benefits than just the hunting aspect. Yes, I have found that with the 1022, which is why I have stopped hunting with the 1022 suppressed. There's too much crud in the action. There are malfunctions. I can't do it. I can't do it. So bolt action is the way I go suppressed. It's very, very smooth to operate. You will get some crud in the action, but it's fairly easy to clean. What you don't have to worry about is a stovepipe or a some type of malfunction where it's out of battery or something like that. Like I said about the time thing, slingshot would frustrate me to no end. It's not something I would be doing, but you go for it. You got plenty of time, and if you really get good at your craft, you'll be able to take some that way. I'm into convenience and accuracy. If you can sweet talk your sugar into this suppressor purchase, I think you'll find you're going to want more threaded items. It makes a world of difference. It really does. It makes hunting a more populated area more suitable. Also, um, that 30 acres we have of eradication to hunt, it's more populated than normal. So it's nice to be able to go in there and not have you know people upset because shooting's being done in their neighborhood. Oh, well, look at there. You're already scheming. You conniving, Russell. That's what you are. You conniving. Oh, see, we have something in our relationship, my wife and I, called blow money. And if you save up your blow money and you decide to buy a $500 computer or a $500 rifle, it's blow money. It's money that you would, as long as you're not spending it on something that is illegal or immoral, there's going to be no rebuttal from the other spouse. My problem is I have a problem lying. So when I buy a rifle, you can't get the smile off my face. I look like a mule eating sawbriars. If you've never seen that, and they're eating, it's like that. So I can't stop smiling about it. So if she comes in the house and I bought something new, I'm so excited about it, I can't help but tell her. It's just one of those curses. But it's all right. This one I can live with. We're looking at, wow, it's made it 10:30 already, even after the glitch. Is that what it is? Tree rat fever? Will she believe that? It's kind of like that skit on Saturday Night Live with Blue Oyster Cult and Will Ferrell. And um, Christopher Walken said the only cure is more cowbell. The only cure is squirrel hunting season to open. Starting to get the itch like Tyrone Biggins. Y'all got any more of them squirrels around here? No, I don't usually use the fur for anything. I've had MEPS reach out to me and talk about squirrel tail program and all that. To me, it's too much hassle for too little reward. It's kind of like crab legs to me. You got to do all that cracking and breaking and all that, and you get this little sliver of meat out, and you had to do all this work. Nah, no, I don't do anything now. If a fly tire or something like that wanted a package of tails, I'd be glad to send a package of tails to them. And of course, that's what MEPS is using it for. But I don't take the time to send my tails to MEPS. So what do you get in return? Do you get lures? Because a check can't be that much. How about they credit it toward a suppressor purchase? If they did that, I might be stuffing a whole lot of bags of tails. Credit and lures. I do like MEPS. I'm a MEPS fan over a rooster tail any day. That's something I need to get to Tennessee for. Smallmouth bass fishing. We have limited supply of that in North Carolina, and that's a fish I want to try to snag because it's from what I understand, it's a fighter. The whole check can't be blow money. No, it can't. Not the whole check. No. Any more questions out there? Any more chat y'all want to have? Oh, you got small mouths in Michigan. All right. I didn't know that. But there again, like I said, I ain't been no further north than Virginia, unless Kentucky's further north than that. I think they're about equal on the map. Hmm. Yep, smallmouth's something I want to tackle at some point in time. I don't know much about them because we don't have them in our region. We're largemouth. Uh, my brother caught a chain pickerel the other day, which is a unique fish for our area also. Um, yeah, that's how teenagers usually roll through money. Thank you, Russell, for participating tonight. I'd like for you to keep in touch with me on the suppressor thing. If you got any more questions about that stuff, get up with me and I will answer all I can, buddy. Thank you so much for participating tonight. It's great. Um, largemouth, yeah, largemouth is our probably biggest game fish in North Carolina, besides trout in the mountain areas. A lot of folks come here to trout fish. But however, we got coastal fishing where folks are coming to catch red drum, flounder, trout, sea trout. Yeah, now I've caught one walleye before. They're fighters. They're fighters, for sure. Oh, well, at least you're spending your money wisely. If you're in the hunting and fishing clearance, that's a good thing. Two of the fleece jackets I wear squirrel hunting. One of them I paid $10 for. It's a Columbia. I bought it on clearance. And the other one's a Columbia. It's one of the Omni Heats. It's got like this aluminum foil inside in it, but it's quiet aluminum foil. It's quite warm. I give $25 for it. And then I bought some type of Core 4 packable down jacket that Field and Stream put on clearance. That coat was originally like $200, and I think I walked out with it for $35. So always shop those clearance racks. Always. The one thing I usually don't skimp on though is a good set of boots because I do a lot of walking. But I love discount camo because you don't need a particular pattern, and like I said, you don't need to be scent free. That ain't necessary. Yep. All right, you've already got a little bit of frugal mindset to you. Walmart in March or late February is gold for buying hunting gear. Yes, it is, because they will mark it down. So if you need T-shirt or anything like that, that's a great place to go to snag some hunting gear. On the cheap. Yep. I like to shop on the cheap. That's the way to do it. There's some things I'm willing to spend some money on, but if I can buy my camo clothing for cheap, that's more money I have for rifle ammo, suppressor glass, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's the way to get your money out of things right there. That's the only way buying a new vehicle makes sense. I got an 18-year-old pickup truck. I bought it new off the lot 18 years ago. I figure every year I continue to drive it, it's worth more and more to me. It depreciated a long time ago, but I kept it. So it kind of balanced out. However, you go and buy a brand new one off the lot and sell it 3 years later and you ain't done paying for it, and you turn negative equity into the next truck you buy, you can't get out of a hole that you won't stop digging in. So that's the way to do it. You buy something cheap and you wear it out. That's the way to do it. I got a particular watch I wear because it's solar powered, and it gets an atomic time update out of Fort Collins, Colorado every day. And that watch costs about $95. And I figure if I wear it 10 years and it doesn't give me any trouble and craps out on me in the 10th year, it's cost me $9.50 a year to wear it. So that's the way I look at purchases. You got to think about that stuff before you start dropping coin on it, because you can make some mistakes. But you got to love clearance racks, or when your favorite ammo goes on sale. Buy it cheap and stack it deep. Well, it's been a long chat. I think things are slowing down a bit here. If y'all got any last minute things you want to chat about, I'll be glad to hang around and chat a little bit more. Otherwise, I'm on skedaddle. It's been good. I appreciate y'all taking your time and hanging out with me. Hopefully, it's been somewhat beneficial. Hopefully, it's been beneficial mentally, but hopefully, it also has been beneficial just to be sitting around the fireside chat of squirrel hunting. Yeah, I can't disagree. I can't disagree with the with buying good equipment because good equipment will serve you well and will serve you for many years. I don't know if I'm gonna go live again this week. I got cram day for my test tomorrow, and then I got my test Friday morning, and that's gonna be it for me for Wi-Fi service. So I don't know when that's gonna happen again. Um, I don't know that I'll get back on tonight. I'm sorry, not tonight, tomorrow night. So I don't know. That may be it. Otherwise, if you want to chat, Instagram's got a private message system, and I think Twitter does, and I'm on both of those. A lot of people would prefer me to join Facebook, but I do not like Facebook. Thank you, Grant. It's been enjoyable to have a young member of the audience out there. Thanks for hanging around. Stock Ruger 1022 red lock tighten the barrel on the receiver, good trigger, pillow bed, the action screws, and bed to receiver. That's that's a lot of work to a 1022. There ain't no doubt. But yes, good trigger. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. 1022 has a crappy stock trigger. Lance, thank you, sir. Thank you for joining in. I understand. Work calls. You got to make that coin so you can keep squirrel hunting. Hey, man, I ain't got nothing against shotgunners. I might not talk about shotgunning much, but that's where I cut my teeth, man. So anytime, feel free. The circle's open for all types. If you hunt them with slingshots, you hunt them with suppressed guns, you hunt them with shotguns, you hunt them with a muzzle loader. No problem. Um, yeah, it really depends on how it shoots. It really does. And remember this: since you're so young, you make your money at the buy. Always remember that. So if you do buy it, make sure you buy it low enough that if you need to turn it, you either break even or you make a profit. So think about that before you buy it. Because if you can buy a stock one, sell the barrel and the stock, keep the action, and build it up yourself, it may be cheaper that way. 1022 rarely holds its value because they're a dime a dozen. And everybody tricks them out their way. And when they get ready to get rid of them, they think it's the greatest thing on earth. And they have a limited market. So sleep on it. That's my suggestion. Sleep on it. Any more questions? Anybody else out there? If not, we're fixing to check out. I have enjoyed live squirrel hunting chat with everybody that has participated this week. Thank you, Grant, for joining in. Good to talk to you, buddy. All right, I'm going to get this one about another minute, then I'm going to shut her down. Thanks for all those who participated. Looking forward to squirrel hunting season coming around. And maybe I should then like instruct the wood. Okay, this has been a great time. I have had a good time. I hope you have